What up, guys? It's your boy Storm back again with another video. And in this video, I want to ask you a question. And that question is, are you ready to let go of your old life in order to run towards your new one? Right. Again, are you ready to let go of your old life in order to run to your new one? Right? Are you willing to let go of the things that make you feel comfortable today to become the person that you dream about in the future? Now, when you think about this, your first answer might be, yeah, of course I'm willing to let go of who I am today to become who I'm meant to be in the future. But are you really? Do your actions reflect that? Sometimes it's a lot harder to do that than we may think. And to give you an example of this, I'll tell you a story. Back in 2016, the end of 2016, I made a decision to put my health first above all else. And I made that decision after a year of just doing whatever I wanted. Up until that point, I really did do whatever I wanted, eat whatever I wanted. I played video games 24/7 if I could. And I had no real regard for my body, health, wellness. In my mind, I was the kind of person who thought, well, I have good genetics, so I can eat, do, smoke, whatever I want, and nothing bad will come of it. Now, a very young mentality indeed, but towards the end of that year, after about a month straight of only eating Taco Bell because I was struggling financially at the time, I had a couple of experiences where not only was I experiencing chronic wrist, lower back pain, but I also had experienced sleep paralysis for the first time. And when I was doing my research and learned that sleep paralysis can be caused by bad diet, I decided that I was going to make a switch. And I'll do another video about that whole story, going more in depth with how I made the pivot. But I went from someone who didn't care about what they ate, who could eat anything, doesn't matter, to someone who started to only eat, whole foods, a paleo diet, so to speak. Someone who would go to the gym 3 times a week. Someone who would stop doing the things that they used to love in order to become something that was still unknown. Right? At that time, I didn't know what would come of going to the gym or eating healthy or doing any of these things, but I had to blindly jump into it because I was sick and tired of where I was and who I was being. So sometimes it does take a rock bottom moment for people to make that decision, because for the most part, we're comfortable where we are. We're comfortable with what we're used to, even if it might not be what we imagine for ourselves long term. It is comforting, more so comforting, to stay in the position you're in than it is to leap into the unknown or work hard towards something that you might not even know what the end result is going to be. Right? You can imagine it, but then when you're actually putting in the work, feeling the pain every day and moving towards that action of doing that is more painful than if you would have stayed in the position you were in. So I ask you again, are you truly ready to kill who you once were, to kill who you are now, in order to be rebirthed into something different, even if you don't know what that something might become? And as humans living, or as spirits living in human bodies and embodying this experience, I feel like we're all here to experience. That's really it. We're all here to experience. And if you've been experiencing the same kind of situation over and over and over and over again, maybe it is time to kill your old self. Maybe it is time to rebirth into something new. Maybe it is time to go into that cocoon so that you become a butterfly, even if you might not know, what that end result is going to look like. Right? When we think about caterpillars, what do? They eat a ton, they get fat, they put themselves inside a cocoon, and then they literally liquefy themselves from the inside out. They literally turn to liquid in the cocoon, and then they reform as a butterfly. So in that, they're quite literally dying. They're quite literally killing themselves to become that which they are meant to become. So as humans, we always have to ask ourselves, when is that time? When is it time to let go of my old patterns, my old habits, my old ways of being? And when is it time to leap headfirst into something that might be painful in the moment, but it's going to be worth it in the long run? So that's just my question for you guys today. You can ponder on it. If you've ever gone through a situation like this where you've given up an old version of yourself to attain something new without really knowing how or when or why you were going to do it, go ahead and post that in the comments below. Tell us about it. Until next time, peace.